Life-changing events are on the horizon. The coming summer promises to be a time of profound and significant change. The financial sphere will undergo unexpected and pleasant changes. The funds, which you have already mentally forgiven, will triumphantly return, exceeding all expectations in volume. On the personal front will loom love, devoid of previous fears and pain, unconditional and all-consuming. And those who brought discord and chaos will leave the stage of life forever. Everything that was created with painstaking patience and persistence will begin to function flawlessly, bringing bountiful fruits. It is as if fate will open some cosmic portal of good fortune designed exclusively for one person. This is not just an evolution, but a real revolution in destiny, which will destroy outdated scenarios and give you what you deserve without any compromise. On May 16, Ceres will enter the constellation of Taurus, marking the return to the true path. Harmony and abundance will triumphantly return to life. It will feel like everything is gradually falling into place. Without unnecessary effort and fuss will restore what has long been lost, peace of mind, financial stability and a sense of inner strength. Anxiety about the future will recede, giving way to confidence in tomorrow. Energy will return, but not ephemeral and inspiring, but concrete and practical, giving strength to move forward, to solve problems without knowing fatigue and doubts. In the financial sphere there is a significant progress. Money, which previously delayed, did not return or did not arrive on time, is now smoothly, clearly and without delay integrated into daily life. Unexpectedly, old debts begin to be paid off, lucrative profit-generating offers arrive, and forgotten sources of income are activated. This is taken for granted, because there is an inner confidence in the inevitability of positive changes. Individuals who have long been exhausted by the struggle for existence gain a sense of inner control and confidence. There is a realization that financial well-being does not depend on external evaluation, but on personal self-esteem and self-confidence. Priority is given to one's own needs, not out of selfish motives, but to restore harmony and balance. The need to conform to the expectations of others goes away, and there comes a period of realizing one's own value. Women born under the sign of Taurus, experiencing a period of spiritual awakening and reassessment of values. Stops helping men who are unable to take responsibility. Ends relationships in which there was a use, taking all the responsibility on themselves or ignoring the needs. Equal relationships with supportive and confident partners are prioritized. There comes a peace and tranquility in solitude, if it is preferred over toxic socializing. This indicates a healthy self-esteem and an adequate perception of one's own personality. Since May 20th, when the luminary of the heavens moves into the constellation of Gemini, before the representatives of the sign of Taurus open new horizons in the sphere of personal relationships, marking the rejection of unrequited love and the desire for equal partnership. Taurus, being an earthy sign under the auspices of Venus, values stability and reliability, but now this desire is realized not in solitude, but in a harmonious union, where both partners feel on equal footing. With the arrival of the Sun in Gemini, the sphere of communication, personal connections and mental attitudes is activated. There is a cutting off of everything outdated and unnecessary. This is not just an abstract reflection, but a conscious internal decision. Representatives of the sign of Taurus no longer want to put up with relationships where one of the partners plays the role of an eternal donor. Taurus woman, tired of a feudal novel, which stretched for years, without unnecessary emotions and explanations, stops all communication. Soon after, she receives an invitation to a date from a man with whom she has not kept in touch for a long time, but who is set up for serious intentions. Taurus man, in turn, stops investing his resources in a woman who is not ready for a full-fledged relationship, and suddenly meets a new acquaintance, who from the very beginning clearly states his desire to build a real partnership. Such changes do not happen by magic, but thanks to the conscious attitudes of Taurus themselves, which are activated under the influence of the Sun. Unrequited love is a thing of the past, because it is no longer fueled by attention and energy. Taurus stop taking the initiative, the first to get in touch, looking for excuses and reasons for understanding. They are not interested in the life of former partners, do not follow them and do not worry. For representatives of the sign of Taurus comes a period of release from distorted energies that previously influenced their perception of love and relationships. This is especially true for those whose house of Venus in the natal chart was negatively influenced by Neptune or Pluto. Now that these influences are waning, Taurus is entering an era of pure signal, where love is no longer associated with pain and suffering. Sunny Taurus is beginning to realize that patience, so valuable in professional and financial endeavors, is completely inapplicable to the realm of personal relationships. This realization leads to a revision of outdated habits and behaviors. Those who had previously harbored hopes of changing partners for years are now decisively breaking out of the vicious cycle of waiting. They act directly and clearly, without excessive pity, refusing to justify the emotional immaturity of their chosen ones. Taurus with an ascendant in this sign feel the changes on a physical level. The stiffness and tension in the body goes away, the oppressive feeling in the chest disappears, and sleep becomes calm and serene, because the mind is no longer tormented by questions about the lack of attention from the partner. These positive changes are the result of the harmonization of the 3rd and 7th houses of the horoscope, through which the solar energy now flows freely. As a result, Taurus begins to attract into their lives people who are characterized not by external attractiveness, but by maturity and adequacy. The basis of new relationships is not passion or sexual attraction, but mutual respect and common goals. People around them see in Taurus holistic personalities, not just convenient and patient partners. Taurus, who used to put up with the busyness and unpreparedness of a partner for a serious relationship, now without regret stop living on someone else's schedule. They no longer waste their resources on connections in which they are only one option. An internal meter is turned on, signaling that a lack of clarity and certainty is a sign of a futile relationship. Meeting someone who respects personal boundaries and doesn't resort to manipulation becomes the norm rather than a rare fluke. The Sun's passage into the sign of Gemini opens up a new scenario for Taurus: no more running, pulling and waiting. Instead, there is an opportunity to see, choose and make decisions. Taurus will no longer settle for less than they deserve. Beginning June 20th, the Sun enters Cancer, which marks a period of restoring energy balance and regaining control over their own reality. This is especially true for Taurus, a sign that values stability above all else, both financially and emotionally. Cancer activates the 4th house in their horoscope, associated with ancestral roots, personal territory, and a sense of security. Instead of relaxing, it's time for a decisive reset. Taurus no longer allow themselves to wallow in emotions, and clearly realize who is a true friend, and who only imitates intimacy. Internal resources are restored not through passive rest, but by distancing themselves from toxic relatives, bad habits, and even their own fears. Taurus refuses to waste energy on maintaining false loyalties. For example, if earlier the representative of this zodiac sign tolerated humiliation from his brother at family meetings or the interference of his mother-in-law in the upbringing of children, now he suppresses such behavior without explanation and unnecessary drama, simply limiting access to his personal space. From a psychoenergetic point of view, the Sun in Cancer gives you a chance to heal long-standing wounds through which the life force has been leaking out. Taurus, being an earth sign, often get trapped in a sense of duty, but now they are reconsidering this attitude. They boldly refuse to sacrifice themselves even for family, choosing those who show genuine concern, respect personal boundaries and do not use their reliability for selfish purposes. Taurus no longer feel the need to make excuses for their desire for a quiet life. Whereas in the past they made concessions to avoid offending their mother, for example, or spoiling the atmosphere, they now leave someone else's battlefield feeling the years of tension that have been stiffening their bodies recede. Taurus, who have the Sun in their natal chart in the 4th house, feel the return of a sense of control over their lives. They stop hiding irritation and taking on other people's burdens. Strength returns to their muscles, voice and inner calm, and anxiety disappears. They sleep soundly again, eat with appetite, and experience clarity of thought. For Taurus with Cancer ascendant, the house of family, parental connections and home protection are activated. External threats recede. If someone used to spread rumors, undermine reputations on social media or arrange provocations, all these negative factors now lose their power. Sources of negativity are weakening, as the Sun in Cancer clears the energy space and strengthens intuition. Taurus can sense in advance who is not worth dealing with, and do not allow outsiders into their energy field. There is harmony in family relationships. Where there was coldness, there is a dialogue, and where there was distance with children, trust is restored, especially with adults. In those situations where Taurus felt alien, suddenly there is acceptance. However, this is not a gift of fate, but the result of standing up for their interests without guilt and refusing to make concessions that lead to exhaustion. Taurus, usually committed to logic and practicality, suddenly realizes that true security lies not only in material well-being and reliable work, but also in clearly delineated personal boundaries and the ability to choose their own circle of communication. It is this realization becomes a source of restoration of vital energy. Representatives of this zodiac sign no longer seek to adapt to others, and make their own choices, which is the key to their inner renewal. As a consequence, all other aspects of life begin to get better by themselves. With the Sun moving into Leo on July 22, Taurus feels like a real magnet for good luck. This astronomical event has a powerful effect on Taurus' 5th house, which is responsible for personal satisfaction, romantic relationships and, most importantly, recognition. During this period, the inner charisma of Taurus becomes especially noticeable to others. Outwardly, it may seem that nothing has changed, but people begin to perceive them in a whole new way. There is no longer a need to make an effort to attract attention. Taurus naturally find themselves in the center of attention, attracting good luck and love. This is especially pronounced in Taurus women who are in their prime. Their features become especially attractive, age ceases to matter, and confidence, calmness and independence simply mesmerize others. If earlier Taurus faced neglect at work or doubts about their professional competence, now colleagues themselves turn to them for advice and recognition. Even if Taurus age is past a certain point, their newfound confidence makes them irresistible. In the sphere of feelings there are noticeable changes. The focus shifts from the search for the perfect partner to the discovery of those who sincerely share your views and understand you at a deep level. There's no need to actively search, as true love finds its own way to you. If in the past experience relationships resembled walking on a knife blade, requiring constant compromise and self-denial for the sake of preserving the connection, now comes the era of harmonious unions, where the contribution of each partner is balanced and equal. Gone are the grueling battles and oppressive fear, giving way to calm and confidence. Simple joys, such as a leisurely walk hand in hand with a loved one or intimate evening conversation, acquire a special value and fill life with bright colors. It becomes evident that relationships, which used to be a drain on energy and strength, now become a powerful source of inspiration and support. Representatives of the sign of Taurus finally get rid of the need to look for someone to fill the inner void and compensate for shortcomings. Everything happens casually and organically, as if by the dictates of fate itself. Do not be afraid to be the center of attention, because now is the right time to demonstrate their inner strength and power, which many do not even suspect. Like the rays of the sun, your individuality shines in all its glory, and there is no need to hide your talents and abilities. Rest assured that all the compliments and recognitions you receive are absolutely deserved. You have achieved what you have been striving for a long time, and this opens up new horizons and prospects for further growth and development. From August 22, when the Sun occupies the constellation of Virgo, there comes a period of stability and completion of initiated affairs. This astrological transition marks a desire for orderliness in all areas of life. Virgo energy emphasizes the 6th house of the horoscope, traditionally associated with work, daily responsibilities, and health care. For representatives of the sign of Taurus, this time is marked by an improvement in the financial situation and optimization of daily affairs. Entrepreneurs born under this sign gain the ability to notice the smallest details in business, which previously could escape their attention. Complex tasks now lend themselves to analysis and systematization, allowing them to find effective solutions. Under the influence of Virgo, intuition is sharpened, helping to recognize insincerity in others. Attention to detail in contracts, business deals and communication with colleagues allows you to identify hidden risks and protect their financial interests. Those who previously had to agree to unfavorable terms are now able to competently assess risks and conclude more favorable agreements. There comes clarity in matters of material well-being, opening new opportunities to strengthen financial stability. There is order in professional activities, financial matters, and personal relationships. Everything falls into place and past failures are no longer a source of worry. Representatives of the sign of Taurus, you are undoubtedly worthy of the benefits with which you are endowed. It's time to taste the fruits of their hard work and active life position. Summer period promises to become for you a time of deserved recognition. Feelings that you dreamed of enter your life without unnecessary obstacles and excitement. Financial resources return to you not as random luck, but as a natural outcome of your purposeful actions, strategic plans, and balanced decisions. All your endeavors gradually take clear shape and become a reality. No unexpected changes or unpleasant surprises are expected, just a solid foundation and the desired stability. Throw away all worries and doubts. You are on the right path to success and prosperity. The summer months will be a time of triumph for you, and you certainly deserve every minute of this happy period.